It's Dorothy Guiding with Scrapbooking Quebec. Today I'm here for the Scrapbook Nerd Online Shop, and I'm going to be creating that layout you see on the screen featuring products from the Simple Stories Hello Today collection. Now in a moment I'm going to show you the material I selected for this project. I have some paper, ephemera packs, as well as stickers. I got all of this collection at the Scrapbook Nerd Online Shop, so I will link up the shop as well as everything I'm using in the description box below in case you're interested. I'm going to start with a piece of 12 by 12 Basil Vanilla cardstock. Now this Basil Vanilla color works perfectly with the off-whites that are found in a lot of Simple Stories collections. I also matted two photos in the same cardstock, and I'm showing you that cut apart sheet I showed you earlier. As you can see, I've completely cut it up. And I'm about to give you a look at this collection because it's kind of different actually. Each one of the 12 sheets is a cut apart sheet. One side is the cut apart sheet to a month of the year, and the flip side is a printed paper, and they all coordinate really, really well together. So there are 12 different sheets of paper, and later on you're going to see there is a sticker sheet that goes with that collection pack as well. Now this is my 6th page I've created with this collection, so I do have a handful of scraps at this point, and that's what I'm showing you right now. And from that I selected some green papers, and I plan to pair that with that April sheet of paper for the project I'm going to do here today. But I'm keeping the scraps handy. Like I said, everything matches really, really well. Now I'm going to show you these two ephemera packs in a minute. The larger format one is a new thing from Simple Stories. They're called page pieces, so it's like a mini ephemera pack with 12 pieces. And that smaller format ephemera pack, that's just your regular ephemera pack. I just showed you some dies from Memory Box called Wooden Alpha. I'll talk about those later. And that sticker book of alphas from Simple Stories, I end up not using it. I do have a tray handy, and what I did was I went through my ephemera and I just selected some pieces that I thought I may want to use. And now I'm going to dive right in and start preparing my foundation page. So I'm playing around with my pieces of paper here. Basically what I'm trying to decide is which one I want for a border on the left hand side, that green tone on tone or that polka dot you see up in the corner. I end up going with the green tone on tone, and that polka dot one is going to be my photo mat. So I will put measurements for all of this on the screen in case you're curious what I'm doing. So I'm showing you how I plan to set up my page essentially. And when it comes to that April sheet of paper, you're going to see I get out a tearing tool. My tearing tool is from Creative Memories. I've had it forever. But if you don't have a tearing tool, you can just tear the paper, no big deal, or even use a ruler if you feel like you need a guide. But when I tear that paper, which is going to be at an angle, I'm trying to keep in the number 04 there, simply because this is happening in the month of April. April is really predominant at the top of the page, so 04 represents the month April, and that's why I wanted to keep it in. So you can kind of see how I'm placing everything here, and I'm about to adhere all of this together. So what I'll do is I'll adhere the photos to the photo mat, and then I'll adhere the green paper as well as the April paper to the foundation page. But I'm going to keep the foundation page with border and the photos with mat separate for the time being, because I am going to play around with placement of title, journaling boxes, as well as embellishments, and you'll see all of that in a minute. So what I'm going to show you here, first of all, you can see I have all of my embellishing around me. I cut out my title, which is Downtown, in advance with those large alphas. They are 2-inch letters from Memory Box called Wooden Alpha. And what I'm trying to show you is these dies are embossed. So each letter pops out, but there's also an embossed wood grain motif on each cutout piece. You'll see it better in the still shots at the very end of this video. Also, each one of those letters, I cut out 2 extra letters of plain white cardstock underneath and adhered 3 pieces together, so the letters are a little bit thicker than usual. You can kind of see I'm grouping up a few pieces of ephemera in the bottom left around the photo there. That's going to be where my journaling is, and it's going to be kind of a real messy look, almost like a messy planner look for my journaling, and you'll see that better at the end. So I have two pieces of ephemera there, sorry about that. And what you see me doing right now is cutting down a 2-inch strip of paper, and then I'm getting out my Stampin' Up! Tag punch, and you slip it in and it kind of trims the corners of the ends. I literally did it at each end to make 2 tags, and then you're going to see me just cut that strip in the middle. If you don't have a tag punch, all you have to do is take a strip of paper, angle the corners at the end, and punch a hole in the middle, and you have a tag. So you're going to see I'm going to place one at the top there behind April and one at the bottom. And that's going to be where my 2 main embellishment clusters are going to be. I end up creating a 3rd spot to create a visual triangle later on, but it's going to be very, very small. So now what I'm going to do is continue placing my embellishments. So I've got that little box there. Actually, it's a journaling box. It says right now, but I'm going to use it like a label just to introduce another layer up top there behind the word April. And then I'm coming in with a little floral cluster, another ephemera pack, another ephemera piece, sorry, a larger one for the top and a small one for the bottom. And the ephemera pieces I'm using come from both of those ephemera packs that I showed you early on. So now I'm going to speed this up and I'm going to adhere it all to the page. And also I want to point out that that little orange tab at the top that says right now, you may have noticed I ended up cutting it off because it was kind of like a journaling box underneath, but I'm only using the top. I often do that with ephemera pieces. If it's going to be completely hidden, I cut it off and then I'll use it on another page. When it comes time to adhering those flowers, I end up adhering them with foam adhesive, and I back them with a bit of cardstock first, just so that they're not wimpy and they don't bend. Now you're going to see me do that with the flower at the bottom, but not at the top. I ended up doing that one off camera. You can see I also adhered the title down, and then I stopped the film and continued. So the title kind of acts like a shelf underneath the photo cluster there. So I'm almost done here. Like I said, I'm adhering these last few pieces here, but I do have to come in and do some finishing touches. And I often have to adhere most of my stuff down and then come in at the end with the finishing touches. It's simply the way my brain works. When I have too many loose pieces on my desk, I just can't continue. It's like I can't see past that. So what you're going to see when I come in at the end is I end up getting out my sticker sheet. First, I put this little word ephemera piece under the word downtown. I actually adhere it, but when I get out my sticker sheet, that gets dropped. Now at this point, I feel like my page is done, but I still have stuff left to put on. Stuff that would actually work on the page, including an adhesive coffee cup, which would be perfect for this page, but I just can't seem to fit it in. I end up going with a little tab that says documented, and I tuck it behind that photo in the top right. I'm happy with that, and in addition to that, it adds a little bit of green to that corner. But when I put that up there, I felt like the word ephemera piece under the word downtown was no longer important. It was like the two canceled out each other. So I removed that. I'm happy with that. And all I did off camera was my journaling. You can see it in those boxes in the bottom left there. And I added 2 self-adhesive brads to those tags, and that's it. I just want to talk about the journaling there. As you can see, I have it in 3 different spots, and I really kind of like that look. It gives kind of a messy look. Honestly, it looks like a messy planner / scrapbook page. The journaling box in the middle, there were lines already on it, but the lines were quite far apart. And in order to achieve that look, I needed the writing to be closer together. So what I simply did was drew lines in pencil in between each line that was already there on the journaling box. I did my journaling and then I erased the lines. So then I achieved the look I wanted. The other 2 journaling boxes, the lines were spaced properly, so I didn't have to do that. So that's it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the Scrapbook Nerd YouTube channel, we would be absolutely thrilled if you did. The same thing for my channel, Scrapbooking Quebec. Also, make sure you check out the Scrapbook Nerd Online Shop. The link's below. They're getting new stuff all the time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.